VR games, but I haven't gotten any of those super immersive VR experiences yet. So really excited for that. Excuse me, got some hiccups coming through.
All right.
We are moving into this map overview. And like we mentioned earlier, we are moving on to Haven for this map. Back on Haven, see those 3 different splits again.
Yeah, back to that familiar map. You know, Ascent is as cool as it is and as different as it is. I just feel like these teams are not quite ready for it. I don't think they're comfortable. It kind of is kind of like Split, where you kind of have that mid priority. But there's a lot of mechanics and a lot of things to still be kind of figured out about that map. You do have the doors, which is just such a crazy mechanic. Even though they can be shot down fairly easy, I actually think they need to bump up the life on those a little bit just to make them a bit of a factor.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was readjusting my cord, so I had a little bit of crackle coming through. I think we're all good on that end, though. I think one thing that we traditionally don't see come through a lot with Haven that we did see in the last match, we saw a lot of play around the B area. And we also saw just how ridiculously difficult it was to retake that B positioning once you've gotten that spike established. I think we saw one time where it was actually successfully defended after being planted on B.
All right, so looking at the team comp, we see the Sages. There's no team without a Sage this time either. Oxygen Supremacy does not have a Brimstone, but they do have an Omen in that place, so that's also nice to see. Both teams have the Reyna.
Yeah, pretty much mirror matchup across the board except for the Brimstone and Omen. But yeah, really excited to see the Reynas come through. The clear is such a good ability, but oh, that's a really good Omen smoke coming through. All 5 members moving down to the C spot. Pug will go down to FXD. DSK finding himself a nice headshot. Also, Herpy Derpy off on the side. Cypher Cage goes up, so he'll make noise if he goes through that. Spike planted onto the C point. Oh man. DSK gets himself his 2nd of the round straight off on the side here, trying to get something on Herpy Derpy. Finds himself a nice headshot on a jerk. Oh man, DSK finds himself a 3rd. FXD gets himself a 2nd, and that is a big first round coming through. So they only lose 1 member.
Yeah, that was huge for the side of Oxygen. They just rushed it. And honestly, with pistol round, you have the Omen smoke. That's what you should be doing over at C site. It's very easy to break into either A or C, honestly. Just power and numbers, just all face rolling in with the pistols. And he got that 3K with a classic.
Yeah.
Not a ghost, that classic.
Really nice, clean play coming through for him. Did get rushed a little bit, but held his position just fine. Camera comes out, trying to get some vision there if he can.
Herpy Derpy does have a wall. I'm surprised they didn't throw it up yet, knowing that all those footsteps were coming their way.
Yeah, but FXD will go ahead and take out the other Sage, so they are down a healer now. This is going to be really bad position. Oh, FXD gets himself another one. Gets himself a 3K coming through. Really nice job with this Spectre.
Just 2 members left.
Oh my god! Inox gets himself that massive 2 headshots. That was crazy.
That was clean. That was very clean.
And they don't even know where it came from. There's no
And that's what we were talking about before. Like, if you plant on B, you have to spread out. You know, cover different positions and everything like that, because you don't want to be grouped up and dying all in the same hallway. We've seen that mistake happen. Herpy Derpy's got his wall out this time, though, ready to keep himself safe. But this is round 3. This is where some of the buyouts come, and we'll be able to see a little bit more tactical play.
Still in sight.
Yep, Scholar moving in, trying to get something done through this window, but a bunch of members here on the B side, so he might find someone if he can keep the Perseverance going. But again, that really good Omen smoke coming through the window, and a bunch of members moving on to B. They have plenty of time, so they might just try to slow this down and wait up the wall.
Yeah, and it looks like that is going to be the play. You see some members rotating at the back, but they're going to make their way. They're going to rush onto B. Herpy Derpy taking out Fixate.
Big kill coming through. He's trying to get something done. Inox finds a massive kill with the operator. Jerk gets another big headshot with that Phantom. He's trying to get something here. Bunch of members moving in onto B. Spike has been planted. Oh my goodness. Inox with his operator. Oh, your friendly neighborhood tank.
Looks like he might just be trying to keep himself safe. Gonna save some money. This is third round, and here's the footsteps. They're out hunting. But it looks like they're gonna back off a little bit here.
Oh man, he's bunny hopping around. He'll find KPFS. Oh man, Oxygen will find themselves their third round victory here.
And look at that economy on the side of Oxygen. You got 2 players over 7K, another one over 6.
That's ridiculous. Their econ is pretty much set for the rest of the round. Like, unless you're buying for your teammates, you're pretty much set.
And there's only been 3 deaths so far in the first 3 rounds.
Yeah, that's crazy. Saw KP go down there at the end of the game. Sorry, at the end of the round, rather. But he was just bunny hopping around, having a little bit of fun, trying to get some intel down. Oh no, it says Pugs DC'd.
All right, wait.
Yep, we are paused. Pugs has DC'd. So he will be back in a moment, but yep.
Okay, I think it's fade instead of fix.
Okay, fade. Okay. We are back. But yeah, like we have mentioned, when we have these pre-round pauses, the players are still free to move around, reposition, decide what they want to try to do. But
and this is where, you know, you can kind of talk strategy a little bit too. All right, are we going to move some players around? What's going on here? If you're 100 Wannabes, I mean, they've just been coming at you so fast and so hard. And as far as, I mean, you have the stage wall to block off, you know, one of the entrances. You've got Cypher cages, so it's like you're not down the utility to hold these points, but they're just coming in so fast and winning, honestly, the gun game that what do you say to 100 Wannabes to kind of pull this back?
Honestly, I think they just need to try to slow down Oxygen Supremacy a little bit, but that it hasn't even really worked. We saw in the second round, they just played really slow around B, and it didn't work out for 100 Wannabes. They just got wiped out by these people that aren't traditionally playing the way that you normally see people play on attack.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they're aggressive, but they're not. They wait until it's under a minute, you know, if there is that sage wall. And it's, yeah, it is kind of weird. So do you send out your A and C's to kind of go for that flank to stop, maybe get a couple kills and slow down that aggressive attack?
Honestly, I just think you have to wait. It's only the third round. You have to wait and see a little bit more how Oxygen Supremacy is playing, because this is only the third round. They could just be baiting a play style at the beginning, try to get them into a sense of comfort, and then completely switch it up. We've seen that kind of play style before. The kind of fake it and then push in hard. But yep, starting off round 4 here, in off of this pause finally.
Ooh. KP's gonna take out straight with that headshot. 100 Wannabes walking around with quite a bit of sheriff, so this wasn't a full buy for them. Meanwhile, Oxygen Supremacy had such good economy. They were able to buy everything that they could ever want.
Yeah, really unfortunately, 400 Wannabes don't have, for Oxygen Supremacy, they don't have anyone up at the top side. Big sniper kill coming through for Inox.
And as you see, there's 2 members scouting on the side of Oxygen Supremacy looking for the other members.
Oh, they realize someone's up in that heaven. Oh, Herpy Derpy not going to be able to get much done with that sheriff. He'll try. He'll go down with a headshot wallbang coming from KP. Pug's last member alive here. He's just going to try to save off, and that's exactly what he will do. All 5 members still, 4 members still alive as Inox goes down. And that's the member to take out because Inox had the operator.
Oh, yeah. So really putting a dent in that economy with that kill.
Yep, good kill there. It's an expensive member to take out. We see DSK with the 9,000. 7,000 coming through for Fade.
All right, so Oxygen Supremacy up 4-0 over the 100 Wannabes. We'll see if they can come up with a plan to put a point on the board here in this first
it looks
half.
like. Oh, okay. He was just being wild. Just getting ready to use his. I was about to say, is this Omen AFK? He was just going to use his ult.
And Omen uses ult to get all the way over to Heavenside A.
Oh, man. This is going to be a bunch of members moving in. Oh, man.
Yeah, but 100 Wannabes took out 2 players of Oxygen Supremacy already.
Yeah, Herpy Derpy just went ahead and took him out. KP back up. Fade. Oh, my goodness. What was that? Oh my goodness, Herpy Derpy trying to get something done. I don't think he realizes he needs to real. Oh my goodness, Jerk gets 2, Fade gets 2. Big play coming through here for Oxygen.
Yeah, I think 100 Wannabes maybe played that a little too quick. They still had a little bit of time.
Jerk gets himself the 3K. That'll be round 5 going over to Oxygen Supremacy, and we might have another big round coming through here.
Yeah, I mean, jumping, taking that fall damage, risking, you know, the person being underneath. I think they should have backed off, maybe took down that wall. They had another person coming around. But, yeah, I mean, time was of the essence right there. But I feel like both of them jumping down, taking fall damage, and then getting taken out in the crossfire.
Yeah, if you don't angle that fall properly, they're going to take that damage, and it could be enough to mess you up in a trade.
Yeah. You had the operator, too, and your economy just has not been going so well on the side of 100 Wannabes, so...
Oh, Inox not able to get anything done there. Face checks the Cypher. Sorry, the Brimstone, rather. Nice kills coming through there for Scholar, able to get himself something done. Gets the overheal shield, and he is sitting peachy. Stray's in a difficult position as a bunch of members do. He'll go down from the backside, though. Spike planted on the A side. Really nice control here every round for Oxygen Supremacy. Pugs trying to get something done. Doesn't realize there's multiple members here. Jerk gets a 3K. He is popping off. Oh my goodness, Fade. Nice wall headshot. Fade 8-1. Jerk 7-1, 7-3 on Inox. All of these members are here to play, and we are at 6-0.
Yeah, just like that. I mean, we were hoping for a close match on stream. I don't know if today is the day.
I mean, my food's here, so I'll take a 13-0 if I can get one. My food was sitting in front of me, and I just have to look at it. So.
I know, it's smelling real good. You know, compliments of the Game Arena staff here at Game Arena in Hilliard, Ohio. If you are looking for a good time with some good food, this is the place.
Yeah, unfortunately for us, the production room is located right next to the kitchen, so we are tempted with yummy smells the entire cast. Oh, that wall immediately gets bursted out.
Yeah, and Oxygen Supremacy has been favoring B-side.
Oh man, nice kill there. Friendly tank will go ahead and take down Inox, who's been doing really good. His sniper rifle just keeps getting caught out. Pugs with the stinger gets a couple members. Fade to get one. Herpy Derpy goes down. Oh my goodness, Jerk and Fade are just carrying this team. Jerk gets their reset.
You know, I feel like a Jerk is an appropriate name for Reyna.
Fade finally goes down, his second of the game. And Stray picks up a big multi-kill there. The 2 top fraggers both move to 9-2-1.
And look, and you still have 2 operators on the side of 100 Wannabes. They got a point on the board. This could be the momentum that they need.
Yeah, that's exactly what they need at this moment. The game has not necessarily been working out for them so far, but maybe this is where the tides start to turn around. Yeah, unfortunately, when they were talking about just the champion design of Reyna, they were talking about how she's so feast or famine, and that's exactly the kind of story that we're seeing here. 9-2 on one side, 1-6 on the other, and that champion just does not function without kills.
Yeah, you have to be winning your trades if you're going to play a Reyna. You know, she is a duelist. You're in the face of the enemy all the time. That is your job.
Yeah, you pretty much have to put your top fragger on Reyna. that is one of those, Pugs finds himself 2 headshots, finds himself 3, Tank gets a kill on a Jerk, and that's a quick round coming out flawless for 100 Wannabes.
Yeah, that slow orb was perfect. It slowed them all down, and they were able to get picked off from that cheeky corner. But 100 Wannabes, another point on the board.
Yeah, really nice job from them, and that's just really disappointing play coming in from Oxygen Supremacy. They got a little ballsy. They all grouped up onto 1 point, and they just got wiped out for it.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of been what they've been doing, whether it's, you know, B side or A side. That's kind of their play style. It just, unfortunately, you know, for them, they had, you know, the players at C site to really hold them down.
Inox takes his teleport onto the side. Oh my goodness, finds the other Reyna trying to just win that 1v1 duel, but oh my goodness, Stray with this sniper rifle is insane.
You know, we've seen that before. Sometimes you just need to get an operator in the right hands.
Yeah, that is definitely a game changer. A friendly Tank finds himself another kill. These members, Fade gets himself a big headshot onto Pugs. That's the member you need to take down. He's been popping off.
Wall going up over at A side. The res comes through on KP FPS, and the plant will go down on A side.
I know exactly where you are.
Nice Cypher ult coming through at exactly the right time. Have 2 members moving up into that top side. Now they know exactly where they are. Herpy Derpy is going to be in such a bad position. Oh, definitely doesn't go down quite yet, but they are moving in. The operator is not who you want to peek onto 3 members with. Friendly Tank moving in. 4 members still alive for 100 Wannabes. They'll go ahead and trade Fade. Oh man, KP gets a double kill. A bunch of members. Friendly Tank gets 3. Oh man, that's a nice round coming through as Inox finishes people off with the classic.
That was just such back and forth action there. But I mean, 100 Wannabes, A side is so hard to retake, especially when you all come from the back of A side. You don't really have all that time to rotate through B to the other side of A, and that's what makes A like really hard to retake if you're not already in the position to rotate either to short or long of A.
Yeah. And
they had to get in, and the kills came through, and unfortunately, 1 left standing on the side of Oxygen.
And if we look at the econ, neither team is looking really good on the econ. They're both pretty low.
Oh yeah, that was because that was such a back and forth round. I mean, when one person walks away at the end of a match,
oh
econ's
man,
gonna be
Omen
hurting.
ult coming through. He's in A heaven. Oh man, they had perfectly set up for this A site. This is really good play coming out from the side of Oxygen Supremacy.
Yeah, they took that hard and fast. But it is 3v2. 100 Wannabes do have the numbers.
Yeah, they are in a good position here. Inox will go ahead and pick up Tank, who goes down to Herpy Derpy, but ooh, nice res coming through. Tank is back. It looks like Empress did get popped by 100 Wannabes. This is their time if they need to pull something off here. Blind goes up. Fade gets a nice kill on Stray, who has been so good with that sniper rifle. Goes down again. Scholar picks up Fade on the top side. Oh my goodness. Scholar, does he have enough time to defend?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, should have enough time to defuse here. And that is really nice play coming through here for 100 Wannabes. 3-7 here.
Yeah, again, 1 person walking away at the end of the bloodshed. I mean, that was a fantastic res from Herpy Derpy. Gave them the advantage in the numbers, which was very needed because, you know, the last 2 members of Oxygen Supremacy were just taking people on by themselves, and it was really starting to look like it was going to be Oxygen walking away with another point, but 100 Wannabes pulled that out. Glad to see that, you know, the Reyna is finally feasting. Because they were 1 in 6 when you had mentioned it.
Yeah,
now
1 in 6. Snap moved up to 4 and 7, so definitely performing a little bit better. Picked up some assists also, but we are very close to switching sides here. So have to see how these teams are gonna play on the opposite sides. But a bunch of ultimates ready for here for 100 Wannabes. None on the side of Oxygen Supremacy.
Ooh, and all the members of Oxygen Supremacy get up on the wall,
my
go
goodness!
over.
Herpy Derpy will pick up 2. He'll go down to Jerk, but that is really nice play. It's going to be difficult position here for friendly Tank. Orbital Strike coming through. Oh, Tank will go ahead and pick up another one on DSK. Oh man, This is crazy back and forth coming through here, trying to get the defuse down, and
But this will go 7-4. 4 members still alive on the side of Hunter Wannabes. This is the momentum we were looking for. This is that back and forth action I wanted to see. I didn't want to see a complete shutout. This is going to be a lot closer going into the second half than we've had so far from any other game.
yeah, and I think the key part of that play was Herpy Derpy picking up that
This is a nice
double
spot.
kill as they all
This goes
tried to
here.
go over the wall. It was really good for him. I don't think that with
That
2 more
goes there.
members they would have been able to
This is a nice
take
spot.
that round. But last round of the half here.
Last round of the half here, and if Hunter Wannabes can make this 7-5, I say that's almost as good as being even in this game.
Yeah, 7-5 is essentially even with how close and back and forth this game can be. So this is the closest game we've had all day.
And lots of util to defend this garage area.
Yeah, it looks like 3 members moving into garage though.
But they switched it up a little bit. You see Cypher over messing with A, making some noise.
Oh man, Rolling Thunder coming through. We'll give enough time for Scholar to pick up DSK. Fade goes down to Herpy Derpy also. Oh man. Just trying to defend this B point if they can. 1 member moving in through the garage, and it looks like it's going to be Reyna pushing down through C long, trying to get this flank. Does not know there's a tripwire there though.
Yeah, Scholar's going to run right into the spike carrier.
Oh my goodness.
The hunt begins.
And that is Empress getting popped by Jerk.
Trick shots.
Big kill coming through, and I think that'll be enough for Oxygen Supremacy to go ahead and pick this round up. It's a 2v3, but they have the info. They have the Empress going.
I just need Jerk to clean these kills up.
Oh man, he gets one, gets the repositioning. He's still full health, full shield. Jerk in a fantastic position right now.
I mean, the laugh and all, like I said, big Jerk.
Oh man, won't be able to quite get that one down, but Herpy Derpy's got to be so low. Okay, does have the healing orb, so he'll be back full health in just a second. But
Gonna start the defuse.
oh, he doesn't realize the defuse is
And
coming through.
Must not have heard it. Oh, okay. Didn't matter. Herpy Derpy cleaned that up. Got himself a 3K.
Yeah,
and
really nice job for him.
here we are, 7-5. It was looking daunting in the beginning, but Hunter Wannabes, you know, picking themselves back up.
Big Rez coming through as we switch sides.
All right. So we swap sides. Hunter Wannabes on attacker side. Now let's see how their attack goes. I mean, Oxygen Supremacy was just kind of all grouped up, really pushing into a site, being super aggressive. Hunter Wannabes, I know it's power in numbers, so typically the first 2 rounds you're going to be grouped up. But I'm interested to see the tactics that they use. You do have the brim smokes as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
For you,
both of
let
these
me
teams are pretty even if you look across the board. A 12-9, 12-11, 9-8-6, 10-10, 7-7-6. It's pretty even across the board in terms of scores. Oh, they see all of the members moving in onto A.
Yep, they got the
Cage
intel.
trigger.
Oh man, finds a nice headshot. Doesn't realize there's more members. Gets another one. Big, good job there from KP. Able
I
to
like
trade
that
1 for
tactic.
2. I'll take a 1 for 2 trade any day.
Yeah, and he danced around his own cage and then also tripwired a 3rd.
Oh man, Jerk on the side. I don't think they realize he's there. I don't know what he's doing. He's just showing his gun off.
With the potential for a huge flank with that positioning.
I think he heard the Cypher wire and decided to just not kill it and just wait for his time to flank.
Yeah.
Yeah, this dude's a jerk.
But look, C is wide open. If they walk onto C
Unless
right now,
he trips the Cypher
that's-
wire right now and completely ruins my theory. Okay.
Yeah, C is wide open.
I'm
Now
still
they
thinking
kinda
about
know
that
where
A
they're
to
at.
C run we saw earlier. DSK moving in through the spawn side here, trying to find someone out. Spike will go down, and this is a 3v3 here. Oxygen Supremacy in a difficult spot here. They waited a little bit too, oh my goodness, big headshot coming through. He's invulnerable, gets another one as Jerk gets a big 2K. Scholar got himself 3, but man, He's just trying to find himself the prettiest skin he can.
I mean, why not, right? Well, you got the donut charm. It's great.
It's a good charm.
Everybody likes donuts, right? Donuts.
Yeah, 8-5 here for Oxygen Supremacy, doing themselves a nice job on that defense. And it looks like we have just a pistol round coming through on the side of 100 Wannabes. We'll go ahead and just try to help their econ out a little bit.
Yeah, meanwhile, you got Spectres and... that's a terrible voice line. She sounds so bad. Reina's voice lines are probably the worst in the game. They sound very moody.
To be fair, I feel like they probably were recorded during quarantine. So like they probably didn't have like the director with. From how I understand how they record voice lines, they like have a bunch of people there like talking to the voice actor the entire time they're recording. So
Okay.
probably wasn't the same type of traditional setup. Oh my goodness, DSK catches Scholar off guard. Nice job for him.
Ooh,
Oh
another
my.
kill.
These stinger kills. Oh my goodness.
Jerk just making his way out.
What is happening? Jerk finds a 3K. DSK picked himself up a second. He just took his time with the pistol. He's like, I'm going to die, but I'll get you too.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that was beautifully played from Jerk.
And this is crazy. We are 3 rounds into the second half, and we have both Empresses up.
As they should be. Like I said, you're playing a duelist. And you're playing Reina. That's exactly how you should be playing. You need to be the aggressor for her kit.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Really excited to see if they can just pop these and trade them against each other. But,
And congrats to Agent 21 for winning that first 4-pack of Red Bull of the night.
hey, good job, Agent 21, getting that free 4-pack. Good job. Inox, not quite far enough into the second half for him to have his operator yet, but he was using that on attack, so really excited to see him with it on defense.
And Jerk just checking out his gun again, you know?
Showing off the Couture skin, man. Those are nice. Comes with the battle pass. It's pretty skins.
Pretty skids. All right, KP holding it down with an operator. Long A, though. They're going to have to be very careful. And it looks like they're going to back off. Still slow rolling it. Got under a minute. They're really trying to take this down to their pace. And that was great. Unfortunately, straighted step in while reloading didn't help.
Yeah, tried to find himself a 3rd kill there, but he'll go down. But the 2 top fraggers are off the board. DSK with that operator. He's trying to get himself something done here. A bunch of members moving in onto the seaside. He's going to move up in the garage window. Really nice kill coming through for KP. He has the Marshall. He has the pistol. He's trying to get something done. DSK finds himself a 3rd kill of the round, and that is a nice job for Oxygen Supremacy.
Yeah, they're going to go up 10-5. So if you're 100 Wannabes, palms are getting a little sweaty. You got to pick something up, make something happen. I like what they did. They slowed the pace of the game down, and they waited for Jerk to pop his head out. You know, they waited for them to get impatient. But unfortunately, DSK ended up taking that operator, making some plays of his own, and...
Yeah, just a little unfortunate. Got to see if Inox can make anything happen up here on the top side. Finally has his operator. We are in it for him. And it's a little weird watching how the scoreboard has changed throughout the rounds, because on both sides, the top fraggers have completely shifted as we've moved through. People have just slowly started to step up, and like we've mentioned, everyone is pretty closely even for all the scoreboards.
Yeah, sometimes it just takes a couple rounds for a player to get their footing. 2
big headshots coming through. KP finds a 3rd member, won't find the kill just yet. Oh, he'll go down to Scholar, but really nice job. Gets the nice kill with the Guardian. Blind going out, trying to get something done. We'll go ahead and pick up that Vandal. Nice upgrade pickup.
And if you look where the members are, you see the Sage over by the Breach. Breach just waiting for them to even just try to back out of A side. He's going to be waiting.
Yeah, and this puts 100 Wannabes in a really difficult position where they are caught in this A-long hallway.
Yeah.
I don't think
Lear's
that
gonna come
projectile.
out.
Don't think that projectile goes far enough for it to matter from there.
Oh.
Oh my goodness, Inox with that sniper rifle. Really good job for him trying to get himself this last kill. Okay, buys enough time for Jerk to just run in with the Odin and clean it up. That is a gun we never see in DSS, is the Odin.
Except for when there were 5 of them going down
Oh,
Long C.
If you see one, you see 5. You don't see one, you just see 5 Odins.
Yeah, the troll.
If you're
The troll
lucky,
play.
you'll see 10 Odins.
Yeah.
But they come in sets of 5.
All right, Oxygen Supremacy up 11-5. Jerk. Jerking his weapon around.
Is that why? I mean, he's a little bit, he's rude too.
Oh, just above the head.
He was aiming for that white dot he can't see.
Stealing sight.
It looks like this is gonna be a full-on push.
Okay.
Trading 1 for 1.
I know
What?
exactly where.
Nice shot through that smoke.
A bunch of kills coming through the smoke. Pugs will find Inox on top of that box, and KP trying to get something done here. 2 members of his team
No
left.
hard feelings.
Nice job for him. Spike off on the C-long side.
I know exactly where you are.
And this is a 1v2 here. 100 Wannabes in a really difficult position. If they lose this, they are against match point.
Here they are pinching, but also blocking off.
Oh, fade. That was dirty.
Now, Oxygen Supremacy sitting on match point. I don't want to be. He's got to make something happen here.
I think the thing that they want to make happen is they just want to keep Jerk from getting the 20K. I think that's all they're going to try to do is they're going to try to shut him down early and then throw the round.
Just don't let him get to 20.
Just don't let him get to 20. He'll tweet about it.
This is personal now.
I can't say anything because I tweeted when I dropped 30. So. Big kill coming through for friendly take. He did pick up Jerk, like I said.
Yeah, and those are 2 really big picks that you want early on. So they got the numbers, 3v5. Gonna make a move for B site, which was left open. And
Like
we'll
I said, they're trying to throw the round, so they're planning on B. Because it's impossible to defend B. Oh man, nice job for KP. These angles are so weird. Rolling Thunder coming in, but they know exactly where they are now. Stray finds himself a big kill. Scholar gets one onto DSK. Oh my goodness, Fade. Oh, should have used the res, but we'll be able to pick up that round.
All right, Hunter Wannabes, 6 points on the board. Hey.
Yeah, they're in a position where they can win. It is just going to be very difficult. Oxygen Supremacy on match point. Have some ultimates available. Have that teleport. So maybe we'll see a creative flank come through here from Inox.
Yeah, I want to see a little bit of a different strategy here, but I mean, Hunter Wannabes with that, they got the 2 early picks, which allowed them to move into B. So it looks like you're gonna. No, they almost left the spike behind, but
It happens sometimes.
yeah. So early pick came out on them this time, but Pugs will get
Jerk's
revenge
just
on
getting
Jerk.
shut down. He's not going to get that 20K.
He wants it.
Give the man his 20K. Fade moving in. He does have his res if he's able to get over to Jerk.
And it looks like A is going to be the play here. Slow rotation from that breeder from the backside.
Orbital strike coming through. That's a really good orbital strike, completely forcing them off. Looks like he was sticking his gun barrel in that orbital strike. Spike has been planted, and that is a really nice wall coming through. Oh man, Stray able to get that big kill onto KP. Fade trying to get something done. He'll go down on the side. 3K coming through for Pugs as he gets a double headshot.
It's just down to DSK.
Another round coming through for 100 Wannabes.
I like it. 7. 7 is, I think, the highest of the losing side we've seen so far.
I think 4 was the highest of the losing side we've seen so far. So 7 is definitely setting the record for today so far. We have seen some fairly one-sided matches, so it's nice to see one of these teams start to come back a little bit. But
yeah, the economy is, you know, not looking the best on the side of Oxygen Supremacy. So if they lose another one here, they're going to be hurting. And then that's when 100 Wannabes can really come back on them.
yeah, definitely. KP has this operator. Might find himself a... Ooh, Scholar gets a big kill into DSK. If my prophecy is foretold, Jerk's about to peek and then die. Let's go! I'm sorry, Jerk. This is not personal.
Ooh, but Scholar picking up a 3K, just being really impressive here. But Fade moving up, getting himself 2 while also getting that res off.
Got the res off on Jerk there. So
yeah, if Oxygen Supremacy wins this round, that's going to be on the backside of Fade of what he just did right there.
oh man, res is also available for 100 Wannabes, so they could pick up their they could pick up Scholar also. Oh man, okay, Jerk hits his 20.
Yeah, he rested him to get that 20.
KP gets a big kill, but Fade goes down. Also, Pugs, nice job for him.
It's 1v1. But this is an operator.
Man.
And they're going to meet head on. And Pugs will
Oh,
get the
that
3K.
is a big round coming through.
It's huge for 100 Wannabes. Like I said, this could be that momentum that really pushes them forward.
And the important thing to look at here, the 3 ultimates available on the side of 100 Wannabes, nothing ready on the side. Nothing even really close to ready for Oxygen Supremacy. One more kill.
Yeah, Jerk is 1 away from Empress.
But he's going pistol round this round, so I don't think
Yeah.
he'd even use it if he got it this round.
Told you they were going to have to save it if
Oh,
they
okay,
lost that round.
looks like he did end up going for a rifle.
Okay.
Molly.
Okay, if you are 100 Wannabes, you are hype right now. You're saying we can do this.
Yeah,
We've got momentum.
The morale is really high
Feeling
for 100
psyched.
Wannabes, and for Oxygen Supremacy, he's got to be feeling really bad, to be honest. Jerk finds himself a kill, but lost his teammate. Ooh, gets himself a double. Has the ultimate available, has the stinger.
Oh no, but now 100 Wannabes just down to 1 member.
Oh man, maybe
Jerk
the
said-
GG coming through here.
Jerk said, sorry to crush your soul, but it's mine. Just Stray doing what he can. Doesn't even have the spike on him.
Yeah, they are just going to keep that spike completely guarded. We may just see the round timeout here. No one's even really hunting on the side of... Oh, man. Yeah, no one hunting on the side of Oxygen Supremacy here, so
Yeah,
just defending.
definitely just want this to end so they can move on.
I'm surprised he didn't throw the hat down. He has it available.
Yeah.
Thrifty victory.
Thrifty victory, but 8-13, not so bad.
Yeah, definitely the closest one we've seen so far. GG to Oxygen Supremacy. Definitely showing up.
Yeah. And like I said, who they took out in their group stages, you know, those were some heavy hitters, and they 3-0'd their group. So I knew that they had the potential to really push forward here in this top 32. And I think going forward, we're gonna see a heck of a round 2.
Yeah, we're definitely going to start to see these closer rounds, these more action-packed, because we saw some rounds where we saw everyone just running at each other, constantly trading back and forth. So I'm really excited to see more of that. Jerk, 22, 14, and 2, your MVP for this match. 296 for the combat score, pretty good. I don't think we've seen a Reyna MVP in the last 2 weeks. At least for the matches I've been, don't think we've seen a Reyna MVP since she got released. So.
Yeah.
Good job really playing that champ how you're supposed to, getting those frags, using the repositioning, just always all over that map for
You
him
have
on
to,
that Reyna.
yeah. She's got to move, like you said, feast or famine. You have to get kills. Her kit requires you to get kills. That's how she functions. And you just got to be a jerk when you play her.
You have one ability if you're not getting kills.
Yeah.
And that makes you
Kinda
so much
yeah.
less useful than all of the other champions. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think we are going to go ahead and take a little bit of a break as we get ready to move into the next round. So don't go anywhere.
All right. See you back in a few.